Alright, Tracy, I was looking through the problems you sent me, so I'll go through real quick on how to solve these using Excel. They can be very simple using these functions. So your first question was, you intend to estimate a population mean with a confidence interval. Your sample size is 17. Find the critical value of the confidence level of 99.9%. Well, the function you're going to use is t.inv.2t. And how this is going to work is, instead of entering in 99.9%, what you do is you subtract that from 1. So 99.9% is just 0.999. So 0.999, hit enter. This is the value you are going to enter on this function. So I can just go to statistical. I can scroll down and go to my t.inv.2t test. Now your probability is going to be entered in as 0.001. Your degrees of freedom is n minus 1, n being 17, so 17 minus 1 is 16. You hit enter, and this right here will be the critical t value for 99.9%. And rounded to 4 decimal places, there's your answer. So same thing here, confidence level of 99% with the sample size of 21. You would do it the same exact way. All you need to do is subtract 0.99 from 1. And so you're going to enter in 0.01 as your probability. So if I'm going through this again, I can just change this one number. Your degrees of freedom again is n minus 1. So 21 minus 1 is 20. So 20, hit enter. And this right here would be my degrees of freedom, or this right here would be my critical t value for this specific confidence level. Now, using the pre-made spreadsheets, the next few questions can be answered. So right here, I'm using the margin of error spreadsheet, and all I have to do with this is, we're given a question like this where you have a sample of 59 cookies. It has a mean of 12.1 and a standard deviation of 3.5. We're using a 95% confidence level. All we have to do is enter in our information on the pre-made spreadsheets, and it'll calculate everything for us. So I have a sample size of 59. I have my mean of 12.1. And I have a standard deviation of 3.5. My confidence level is going to be entered in T. So I have a confidence level of 0.95. Hit enter. And right here, you're given your statistics for the T confidence. So your margin of error is basically just telling you how far off of the mean it is. Well, we're going from the lower bound to the upper bound, so our lower is the mean minus the MOE, which is 11.188 if we're rounding, and then our upper being 13.012. And again, a lot of these can be just calculated the same exact way. So right here, we're given all the information we need. We're given a sample size, we're given a mean of that sample size, and we're given a standard deviation. All we have to do is take that information, enter it in on the margin of error spreadsheet that you are provided in like the Canvas module, and everything will be calculated for you. So right here, I need a 0.98 confidence. And again, your confidence interval is supposed to be entered in as an open interval. So if you want to enter it in as an open interval, they just mean parentheses. So it's going to be entered in as so. Now, for the last problem you sent over to me, again, we can use the same spreadsheet for the margin of error because, we just look at our information. We're given a sample of 247 members. We are given a mean. We're given a standard deviation. We're using t-distribution for our confidence interval, always with these problems. And if we're going from 95% confidence, well, like I said, we're just entering in this information. So I got 3.1, I've got 1.9, and I'm doing a confidence level of 0.95, hit enter. So basically saying, the visits per week are from 2.862 visits to 3.338 visits a week. Now, how you answer these questions, it's just saying about if many groups of the 247 randomly selected members are studied, then a different confidence interval would be produced from each group. About, well, you look at your 95% confidence, so since we already calculated our statistic, about 95%, which actually it's entered in as 95% of these confidence intervals will contain the true population mean number of visits per week and about what's left out of 100% if you subtract 95 from it. 5%. So 5% will not contain the true population mean numbers of visits per week. And that's just how you complete these problems here. So I hope that helps you figure these out. I'll go ahead and send a copy of this spreadsheet over to you. But that should be it.